I'm gonna be very happy with that. Alrighty. Yeah, Jade, hopefully you'll get to see the actual bigger gameplay. Or, of course, this is Chapter 2, Episode 6, or basically like Mission 12 of the game. But you can check out my playlist on YouTube since every other part's updated at the moment. Since the chip is set up, I don't think we need to wait for Mendo to rendezvous in order to act, right? Yeah, I'm already trying to access it. Is it going well? Yes. Or yeah, I discovered something. There's good news and bad news. As well as some weird news. Which do you want to hear first? What do you mean, weird news? While I was trying to get in, I found traces which suggest that someone else has hacked the system before. This hacker was highly skilled and knew how to cover up their tracks. Only our own people would have such technique. Does the Antarctic Union have any good operations in this area? Or any other operations in this area? Not that I know of. These remote mountains aren't worth putting too much into too many resources. Wow. I had some backup on me that I need to drink some water. And that really screwed my cadence. As well as VTube Studio, it seems like it's freezing, but I'll fix that as we go on here. Could it be a backdoor left by a previous MID mission? It's not that odd to keep tabs on this kind of military base. These modifications are pretty fresh. If the hacker is one of our own, I can trace them. They might be able to just give us a hand. But we don't have much time. I don't even know who this person is. Best not to get distracted. Right. You have a point. What are the two remaining pieces of news? The good news is, I found a way to hack the command system. External commands to the base are transferred through a satellite, and I figured out how to tap into it. Now for the bad news. Unfortunately, it's part of a URNC military satellite constellation in primary orbit, which consists of 24 satellites altogether. Commandeering it without drawing any attention would be extremely difficult. Extremely difficult, but not entirely impossible, right? All thanks to the back door I just found. The rest is just a matter of time. I may be able to spread false information directly through this back door. Once they receive the intel, the commander will definitely deploy their forces immediately. If all goes well, we'll have about a 50% chance of infiltrating the base. In other words, our plan is pretty much a success. You don't strike me as an optimist. I have another question. Once we're in, will you really be able to find your beloved little sister? Our bond runs far deeper than you can ever imagine. Blood can't lead you to her. All I can tell you is that I can sense her. Is that another one of your superpowers? There's no need for sarcasm. I'm gonna turn Fuji on for the meantime, while my VTube Studios, not alive, to say the least. We're causing such a stir just so you can find a target with your so-called sense. If you were in my shoes, would you believe it? All I can tell you is this. I can sense her. As for how that works, that's a question you should be asking the old geezers who have been studying the relics. Hush! Such foolhardiness. Sometimes I envy lunatics like you. Envy all you want. You're as stubborn as a mule. But if I were as stubborn as you back then... Not everyone is as lucky as your sister. Not all of us have the luxury of making choices. Lucky? The luxury of making choices? I don't think these apply to us at all. If you want to save her, make sure the plan goes smoothly. We only live once. This is our only shot. I'm back. What's the situation? Why do you two look so odd? It's nothing. The chips are working, but it'll take some time to hack the system. Now, let's head back to the ambush point. It's just past this URNC patrol behind the woods near the camp. I've marked the location on the map. It's not far from here. Yeah, I see it. We must stay on our guard as we cross this last stretch of the patrol area. Let's make our way through without being detected. Oh, another stealth mission. Oh no. Okay, no, we're fine. We've arrived at the vantage point. Should we set up an ambush here? Yes. Bring out all the big guns. We have to fool the URNC troops into thinking they've run into the Antarctic Union's main force. But we don't have any heavy weaponry. If the enemy deploys armed forces, we won't be able to fight back. Armed forces can't be mobilized so quickly. By the time they get here, we'll have escaped with the paraglider. At least last time. But what if they do mobilize quickly? Maybe you'd better say your prayers now. Alrighty, hurry up. Okay, it's just gonna be a cutscene, thank goodness. All set? Hush. The enemy is approaching. Ah, Fuji's working again. Or VTube Studio is working again. I put the wrong ones. Self Fuji off, Spout 2 on. There we go. We're good. Look at those numbers. The URNC is desperate to get their hands on you like a dog that's lost its bone. That's not funny at all. I'm not trying to be funny. Wait, they're sending in tanks. What? Oh, we haven't fought a tank yet, but we've seen cutscenes with them. This isn't what you said. Why is it different this time? Watch out! The tanks are starting to bombard us! How'd they know our position? Have we been exposed? There's too much firepower. We need to change our plans. We can't use the paraglider. Just jump down to the slope first. Prioritize the enemies below. That's right, the ambush from last time, but we just basically have Atna with us. We're running out of time. Mendo, take this grenade and throw it at the enemies below. After you throw it, we jump. That's it? That's it. I'll see you on the slope. Nice! Grenade, dude. You alright? Goodness, it isn't too steep. Nothing's broken. That grenade could tear the enemies who've been hiding here. Let's get out of here while we still have time. You seem to know their defenses pretty well. It was just a hunch. Let's go. Let's not waste time here. Target detected! Notify the armored units and go after them in full pursuit! Enemy troops are pursuing us from the east. Evacuate to the west immediately before they surround us. Nice nade. There's still gonna be too many of them. We're completely surrounded by the URNC forces in all directions. There's no escape. Can't be helped. We have to jump off. We have as much better chance of surviving a fall than being blasted to bits by tanks. Are you crazy? There's no way to get into the base here using a paraglider. It's a red zone below. The Ewoks inside can tear you to pieces with their bare hands. I know, but it's better than falling into the hands of the URNC. Have we finished talking it over yet? The enemies are getting closer. Damn it. Yeah, that's a take. I'm gonna jump at this point. All units, prepare to attack. You guys jump first. My shield can still hold up, so I'll take the rear. Mendo, jump. If we lose Athena and we go back down to 2 units, I'm gonna hate my life. Contamination zone down there. It's a death wish. Hurry up and get rid of that woman so we can finish the mission. Yes, sir. That idea when there was so many uncertainties. Is she jumping? I really hope. Okay. Alright. Well, we got Ewods to deal with then. That hurts. Where am I injured? Didn't run into a toxic specimen being this time. So it's true. As long as I don't reach out to his mind, they can't tell where I am. Mendo? Jefty! I see you. The wind has blown us into the contamination zone. Are you alright? I was unlucky. I crash landed into a tree. I can't stand. Probably a broken shin. It'll heal after a while. Let me give you some first aid. No. Forget it. Yes, please. Right, I need to inspect the damage. Bear with me for a bit. Ugh. Okay, I've located the fracture. Does it hurt? My body may be able to regenerate itself at an accelerated rate, but I still feel the pain. Sorry, I'll try to be careful. Right, I've immobilized it with a splint. Try not to move. I thought my recovery rate was pretty good, but your body is simply incredible. The URNC soldiers didn't seem to have come after us into the contamination zone. I think we can take a short break here. There's a high concentration of collapsed radiation in the area, though. Will you be alright? I'll be fine. This bulletproof vest has a radioactive decay barrier, and as citizens of the Antarctic Union, we are all inoculated with eloid vaccines at birth. The vaccine developed by scientists of the Antarctic Union to counteract eloids. Eloids are basically powered, think like a mix of the Incredible Hulk and zombies in the George Foundry universe, if you're tuning into this for the first time, guys. Since Hollow City was located directly on top of the Hollow Road site, AU scientists began research into an anti-radiation gene therapy and vaccines at an early date. The stabilized eloid vaccine is now a requirement of all AU citizens, must at least go underneath one gene therapy treatment. Newborns are given 2, enabling them to live for long periods while exposed to mild levels of collapse radiation. As long as we don't stay too long within the contamination zone, our bodies can take it. How long exactly is too long? A minute? An hour? Or maybe a day? Even if you've been inoculated, it doesn't mean that you should expose yourself to a large dose of radiation. If you develop acute radiation syndrome, your senses will be severely impaired, especially your vision. By the time your symptoms manifest, it'll be too late. I'm not entirely certain, but if we move fast enough, it should be able to hold out until we get out of here. At the very least, I'm not feeling anything at the moment. What about you? Do you feel sick? Have you forgotten? I'm a fully immune individual. You're right. If Atna was here, she would have no more reason to question your identity. Now that you mention it, where is that woman? Don't tell me she didn't jump in time and got captured. No, I definitely saw her jump. Thank goodness. She must have landed somewhere else. Let me try to contact her. Damn it, comms are jammed. Stop wasting time. Look at the plants on the ground here. They've mutated so much you can't even begin to guess what they used to be. Concentration of collapsed particles must be incredibly high here. Somehow this communicator has barely come in useful. Get used to it. Relying too much on tech will lead to a quick death. I'm speaking from personal experience here. You look a lot younger than me, but you are such a seasoned veteran on the field. How much fighting have you gone through to become the way you are? Fighting? How many times have I fought such battles? I don't want to actually accumulate so much experience in killing. I hesitated for a moment between each shot. If we don't kill our pursuers, Rika and I would have been caught. I had no choice. As I kept on killing, this is who I became before I knew it. I understand. I must be in a lot of pain. This is my first operation on the field. Even though it was the URNC soldiers that I pulled the trigger at, I had to fight the urge to throw up. You've been shouldering such a heavy burden. I honestly can't imagine how you did it. I also find it hard to comprehend how I became the way I am. Jeffy. Oh, right. Could you tell me how you know that Rika is in the base? Atna isn't here at the moment, and I swear I won't tell a soul. Why do you want to know? I'm just a bit curious. You mentioned my parents were involved in research related to you. I'd like to know what they were studying. It's okay if you don't want to talk about it. I was just wondering. I will tell you what happened. Really? You are their son, after all. You have the right to know about your parents. To be honest, when I first met you, I just had this feeling. It was a completely random and unfounded hunch, but I kinda knew that you had something to do with my parents. Trump has always been trying to keep me off the field, yet he suddenly gave me an assignment this time. I knew something wasn't right. Is that why you're so determined to see this mission through? Yeah, that's probably it. Besides, I also have a feeling that we've met before. That's a pickup line that Jevon taught you. I suggest you never use it again. Also, your confidence to do some work. No, I actually mean it. Do you still want me to tell you about your parents? Oh, sorry. Please, continue. Do you remember how the GaleForce project I just mentioned? Your father, Philip, was the technical director responsible for this project on behalf of the Antarctic Union. They called it the Three Goddesses, but only one of the embryos is being studied in our lab. The product resulting from that embryo is called Nolu. Nolu? Is she also a fully immune individual like you? It's true that she is a fully immune individual, but now she's being devoured, controlled by a cell called Shrike. Shrike imitated Nolu's appearance and turned her into a terrible monster. A monster that never stops devouring and dividing. This monster is an entity that has a progenitor, as well as multiple mitotic specimens. They share a common consciousness. So, yeah, clones. Or rather dolls in a way. T-dolls. Or, yeah, T-doll, extra T-dolls. If I'm comparing it to Dolls Front Door and stuff, it's a hive mind, basically, guys. The progenitor processes thoughts, makes decisions, and controls all of the mitotic specimens. The mitotic specimens are basically like the tentacles of a cephalopod. Their sole purpose is to capture and devour prey that provides nutrients for the main body. They're just empty shells. Nohide was originally a Shrike mitotic specimen. She's different. She has a mind of her own, which is why I hid her and took her away from Professor William. So, Guida is special. Yes, she absolutely is one of a kind. We can communicate telepathically and think as a single individual. The reason we can achieve this is because your father created a neural inhibitor that drove the consciousness of the Shrike's progenitor out of Rika's brain. My father did that. That's right. That neural inhibitor saved Rika and me. Damn it! He must have known I wouldn't leave Rika behind. That's why he brought the Shrike mitotic specimens here. It didn't locate me this time, but we'll run into them sooner or later. Even for me, it's extremely hard to deal with mitotic specimens effectively. Those things can't be killed by normal means. These mitotic specimens, they somehow ring a bell. I don't think you've seen them before. At least not this time. Anyway, my shin should have completely healed by now. Let's start looking for Athena. Can you walk already? Thanks to your medical treatment, you regenerated faster than usual. We don't have much time. I'll explain everything later. Let's get going. 15 minutes later. This place makes me feel really uncomfortable. Is your body reacting already? No, I didn't mean radiation sickness. It's just... I don't know how to explain it. This place gives me the creeps. Oh, hold on a sec. What are those? I don't know. Some kind of drone? It's like the UR9C troops are already close by. Zombification is significantly less prevalent in this area. We're headed in the right direction. Sorry, sipping my smoothie. The concentration of collapse radiation in this area is unstable. It varies widely from zone to zone. You can sense that even without a scanner. I can smell it. You can smell it. But collapse particles have no smell, don't they? Difference in radiation levels could mean that there are purification towers at work nearby. That's to say, we're not far from the quarantine wall. Let me see if I can contact Athena. Comm reception seems to be getting slightly better. Let's continue in this direction. Keep trying as we move. Yeah, good idea. Even though this is a contamination zone, the ecosystem seems to be slowly recovering. Strange. The forest shouldn't be growing so profusely in the contamination zone. Have you seen anything like this before? I tend to go around contamination zones. You're right. Even if you don't have to worry about the radiation, there are still fluids in here. Huh? Jeffy, come and work with this. There's a huge sea of flowers ahead. I never thought such beauty could exist within a quarantine zone. Stop! Don't get any closer! What's wrong? Something is definitely wrong with these plants here. We need to leave. Look closely. Those are phylliums in front of you. Mutated plant that can absorb collapse radiation. Outside of its blooming period, areas populated by clusters exhibit radiation levels lower thanks to the plant's absorption. However, the radiation contamination rises dramatically when they bloom. They reduce a highly dose of radiation at the moment of blooming, and it's highly dangerous. Ooh. Phylliums. I haven't heard of them. The phyllium is a kind of mutated plant that absorbs collapse particles. When it grows, it stores in ingested radiation in its roots and stems. It releases all the collected collapse particles at the moment it blooms. When the phylliums bloom, there is death and decay. So these are phylliums. Then we must watch out for eelids. If you waited in there, you'd have joined their ranks in no time. These points are also probably the cause of the fluctuating radiation levels. Fortunately, the blossoms are rather scattered. We should be able to go around them. Sister? Is everything okay? Sister. Hurts so much. Is that you? Luigi. Hang in there. Where are you? You guys also in this contamination zone. Not good. I answered her without thinking. We gotta get out of here. Position has been compromised. The radio? Athena? Requesting support. I'm surrounded. Mendo, can you hear me? Athena, I can hear you. Where are you? Thank goodness. We're finally through. I sent you the coordinates. I'm being pursued. I can't break contact. The UNIC troops has new forces. They're very difficult to deal with, so be careful. Alright, we're coming to get you. Hold on, Mendo, the timing is too much of a coincidence. I'm not sure how many strike my Tata specimens are around now. And with more UNC forces in the picture, we won't be able to leave the contamination zone if they have us surrounded here. So? You expect me to just leave Athena behind? That's not what I meant. But since there are my Tata specimens here, there's got to be a way. We need to rescue Athena first. And didn't you say Luigi is also in the contamination zone? We may even be able to snatch Luigi out of the enemy's hands. This way, we won't even have to infiltrate the base. Wouldn't heading straight to the extraction point afterwards with the time we saved be better? Don't you ever consider the worst-case scenario? It's already bad enough. What else can we do? If it was you who's being cornered by the UNC forces, Athena and I would still do whatever we could to save you. Everyone is as important to me as Luigi is to you. I won't leave anyone behind. Shh. I understand. You're right. I may not like her personally, but I can't stand the thought of her calling me a scaredy cat. And we have a deal. We go find Luigi after we save Athena. Yes. We'll lend you our strength, I promise. Athena is still waiting. Let's go. Alrighty, prep time then. Approach is finished. House Paradise. That it is. An ominous title for a mission name. Matt's SV for the team has been increased. You will love to see it. An upgrade blueprint and a defense. Oh, and I love how Athena, even though she's technically, not with us in person, she has a little hologram to signify she's here in camp. That's cute. Okay. Give me 1 second here, people. I'm probably going to use the restroom and run ads real quick. That way, I don't interrupt with the pre-rolls. I'm trying to be better about that now, people. I'm trying to make sure I have pre-rolls going. So yeah, I'll be right back.